Hey guys, this is Styles, and holy snap, man, I am ready to rage. But before I go on with my rage story, let me explain the characters. Oh, as you can guess, it's going to be Sieghetzt once again, the Red Protoss, the replay submitter. He's awesome, and his opponent is going to be the Blue Zerg Karson, going to be from the ladder once again. Thank you, Sieghetzt, for turning in all these replays. Submitting in all these replays. Love you, man. You are supporting my channel so much. One of my favorite supporters altogether. But anyways, while this game gets in the way, let me explain about how rage-filled this last couple days were. Here, check it out. Okay, as you guys know, I've been following Select in the IEM, and I've been casting his replays. The problem was that I did cast a couple replays, and I was actually doing the finals, not the finals, but the finals of the final matches of the group. And as I was casting that, I finished casting. I was rendering a couple and decided to upload onto YouTube. And what I do, I usually upload at night, so I'm not viewing the internet from my roommate, because uploading does take a lot of internet space. So I was just like a lot of bandwidth. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to upload at night. So I started uploading at night, left my computer on, went to sleep. When I wake up in the morning, my computer is off, and everything else in my room doesn't work either. It was a blackout. And then when I go, and after I'm just waiting for hours and the blackout is still going on, and I'm just like, what the hell is going on? So I realized, you know, some of my uploads didn't even finish uploading, and some of my rendering didn't even finish altogether. So finally, like 6 hours later, like I didn't have internet and power for like the longest time. Finally, when I get the internet back, I checked, and like I have like 2 videos uploaded out of like all these other videos that I wanted to upload. So I'm like, oh crap. Well, so I start re-rendering, and then I try to re-upload. Guess what? Next time, I think the next time or the next day or whatever, when I check up on my uploads once again, it's the thing is just, it didn't work. I don't know what to say, YouTube. It was just like it was at 100%. But then it was like it's been on 100% for like almost 3-4 hours, and I don't know what it was trying to say about that. So I was just like confused as hell. So I had to cancel that and start re-uploading. And then when I finally got the re-upload, here's the best part. I finally get it uploaded, and one of the videos, the full match length was 15 minutes and 56 real-time seconds, not Blizzard seconds. So it was a bit too long for YouTube, so I had to cut it in half into 2 parts. For whatever reason, my video rendering editing thing decided, okay, let's cut it into like 7 minutes and 30 seconds, but we'll still make the overall length 15 minutes and 56 seconds. So in the end, the video cuts out at 7 minutes and 30 seconds ish, but then it's just black screen for 15 minutes. So then YouTube rejects that video and I have to re-render and all that good stuff. So I'm about to lose my mind. Oh, and the worst part, okay, while this game gets away, he did get 2 gas, and he is working on Twilight Council. So if I had to guess, he's going to be going for DTs at the point. Normally it would just be 2 gas, and you would see 3 gateways, and then maybe a Twilight Council, and then you would realize, oh, it's Blink Stalkers. Or if you saw 2 gases and just 1 gateway or something, you would think, oh, Sentry Expand. But at this point, he's getting the Twilight Council. So it looks like he's going to be working on DTs or something of the sort. I would have to guess. Blink Stalkers. If you wanted Blink Stalkers, he would have the enough to start doing it right now. So kind of wondering what he's going to do. He's throwing down 3 gateways. But while this gets underway, let me just before this game gets out of hand, let me just explain one last thing. So I finally get everything worked out, so I start casting again today, and when I finish casting, I decided to go render my video, and guess what? Someone changed my mic settings, so all my volume is like my mic boost and volume is just like ridiculously high. So in the end, it all just sounds like my sound levels are just ridiculous. Everything sounds fuzzy and wuzzy, and looks like it was in fact going to be a DT shrine. So at this point, looks like Karson is actually going to be throwing down an evolution chamber right on time. You will be able to get those spore colors out. He doesn't have a lair tech for that for those overseers, but it looks like the spore colors will be enough. So anyways, been a pretty rough couple days for me with my casting. It's been a bit aggravating, but I'm glad to start casting once again. Sorry about that QQ fest that I just threw at you guys, but thought you guys wanted to know how I've been doing, how my casts have been doing, and why I haven't been uploading as much. Well, there you go. These are the reasons why. And you know, I guess I can't be in control of everything. Looks like the Roach Warren is going to be on the way for Karson, so this is pretty much standard. At this point, Karson doesn't really know what is going to be coming out of Sieghetz's base, he only saw that one stalker, and that's pretty much it. And if a Zerg player sees that stalker, usually they guess, oh, it's going to be a 4-gate, because stalkers do like Protoss who are going that 4-gate do love to get that as many early stalkers as possible. So I'm guessing he thinks it's a 4-gate. At the same time, he's getting down Spore. Oh no, he's throwing down 2 Spore Callers, but it looks like he's throwing them in to be ready for Void Rays, it seems like, because the base was locked out, but he doesn't realize it's going to be DTs. He needs to put these Spore Callers at the front of his base. This is going to be doing a lot of damage if he's not careful. He has nothing to be prepared for this. He needs to start moving those Spore Callers. It looks like he's going to realize there's going to be a lot of DTs and oh man, he's going to be ill prepared for this, and he might be losing a couple Overlords in this process too. So he needs to start getting these drones out of here as soon as possible. It looks like he's going to start dropping down that Spore Caller at his main in a position so that he can definitely see what is going to be heading his way. And these DTs are going to be running directly into the Spore Caller. And it looks like he doesn't even care. He looks like he's going to try and focus fire down the Spore Caller. And he actually gets it. Now these roaches will not be able to see these DTs anymore. He's going to be trying to drop this Spore Caller down as soon as possible once again. And it looks like it is actually going to drop. But he did lose a queen in that process. Now he's going to be able to take out these take out this DT and Zealot. Oh no, it looks like the DT will be getting out of there alive. The Stalker was in the natural of Karson's base, was able to do a lot of damage to these Overlords. I think he was able to in fact snipe out 1. Maybe he got 2, I'm not quite sure. Either way, that's doing a lot of damage because eventually he will be supply blocked. He's at 51 of 60, so if he loses this Overlord, he will be getting dangerously close to being supply blocked. He won't be able to make that much. Looks like the layer tech is going to be nearly finished. Now he will be able to get those Overseers out, but now he did lose another Overlord, and he might be losing a 3rd Overlord if he's not careful. But these roaches are going to be going into position and trying to be able to snipe out these Stalkers, but a good force field will mean that these roaches will not be able to escape. He was able to snap out that sentry. That sentry did do its job. However, he did spawn and was able to drop down that force field. But now this force field is going to break. Roaches will be able to get out of here before these DTs do too much damage. And now the Overseer is going to be on the way. But at this point, I feel like this DT rush did do a lot of damage. He did lose a lot of Overlords. He did lose his queen and a hatchery here as well, and he lost the queen in his main. Now he's going to have to make now he's making Overseers to try and defend this, and looks like Sieghetzt once again does want to push with this. He's also going to be working on the Nexus at his natural, and once again going to be pushing, but there is going to be an Overseer in place, so now he will be able to kite these DTs if it comes down to it. But now that the Nexus is going to be on the way for Sieghetzt, he's going to be a bit ahead of his Zerg opponent, who's just working on his hatchery himself. Going to be seeing 3 Spine Crawlers being thrown down in the natural good play by Karson. He wants to get his defenses up as soon as possible, but once again, looks like Sieghetzt is going to be warping in a couple more Stalkers. Wants to push again with aggressive maneuver, and these DTs are going to be hacking away at these roaches. Was able to pick off a Spine Crawler. That was not a cancel, in fact, and was able to pick off 2 more. Those were not cancels. There are no drones there, so these roaches are going to be having to micro away. He was able to pick off the Overseer, but he did lose those DTs, so those Overseers aren't aren't being too useful at this point. But he's making another one just in case, because there are going to be that DT threat. Once again, is going to be able to pick up a lot of Overlords. Had to cancel that hatchery again, and now Karson is going to be supply blocked again. And now Karson once again has to micro away from the Zealots. And the problem is, when he's microing away from the Zealots, the Stalkers were able to pick up the Overlords. He lost so many Overlords in that exchange, and oh my god, we do see that the resources lost are pretty equal though. Because Sieghetzt has been losing a lot of units in his exchanges as well. It's just that the problem is that you know, Karson was, and don't forget that the cancels do count. They do count the cancels as full loss in the unit's loss tab. But still, the problem is Sieghetzt is now going to be on 2 base. His Nexus has finished. He has 1 probe mining, but will be able to start transferring probes over or begin to saturate that as soon as possible. Karson is going to be on 1 base, and Sieghetzt is wanting to push his advantage at this point. 3 Spine Crawlers are going to be on the way. This drone looks like he wants to be able to wants to throw down another hatchery at this point. And Sieghetzt is just going to be chilling at this watchtower. Look at all this. Look at all these proxy pylons as well. He will be able to do a lot of damage at this point with these. Like, even if Karson is able to like snipe 1 or 2, he still will even have this 3rd one to be reinforcing his units. And now Karson does want to start getting in that defensive posture. Oh, what are you doing, Karson? Sniping off one random roach. Don't know what that was for, but at this point, I feel like Karson really needs to use this 800 minerals and expand Although it's not that safe right now because don't get me wrong, it looks like there's also going to be sentries in the army of Sieghetzt now. He will be able to force field and do devastating amounts to the roaches if he splits the army in half, or even if he puts it behind the roaches so that the zealots can get on top of the roaches. They will be able to do a lot of damage. Looks like he's going to poke in, blast a little bit away at the stalker, and then run away. He might be losing this overseer if he's not careful. Oh, he's going to be losing that overseer. There aren't any DTs out on the field right now, but it looks like he's going to be making, this is basically going to force Karson to make another overseer, which is just more gas and minerals wasted in a sense. Oh man. So what I'm saying right now is the fact that Karson is playing from really far behind. Looks like he wants to engage a little bit more. He's going to be running back once again. But the problem is he's on 2 base. Protoss is on 2 base. Protoss was on the 2 base ahead